What is going on, and welcome back to my channel. It is that time of the month again. We are doing a Bearded and Cole's comic cover challenge all over again. It has been a while. We took a little bit of break in the summer, but we are back and we've got a great one for you this month. We are doing spooky covers. So the reason why we said spooky is we want to leave it up to you, rather than just shoehorning it in with horror. We wanted you to show us your best rendition of spooky covers. So if you want to join us, it is fairly easy. All you have to do is show 10 covers from your collection, all of them that fit the spooky theme to you, and have fun. If you can too, tag both Bearded and I. We usually make a running playlist for these, and we just love to see other people's entries. With it being Halloween, we figured that we would do something a little spooky, get into the mood, and have you all from the comic community join us in this. So one thing I do have to say is that we were nominated for the CBC Awards for Best Collaboration under 1,000 subs. So if you love this challenge and enjoy doing it as much as us, please go ahead and vote for us over there. If you want, just go ahead and vote. Doesn't even have to be for us. But the one thing I think that we do a little bit different than all the other collaborative efforts is that we ask the rest of the comic community to join in with us. And I think that has been very fun and has made this challenge really enjoyable for me, at least. I get to see a ton of different videos of people showcasing your stuff. Also, if you see this video and it's like January of 2023 and you're like, you know what, I want to show some spooky covers off right now, feel free to still join us, tag us in it. We'll add you to the playlist, watch your video, and hopefully it'll kind of revigorate that month's playlist.
Better put the word out, get ready for the nerd out. Better put specs on, better break necks on. I caught handsome checks for my expansion sets. They call me Obi-Wan, act like you know me, son. Snapping.
What we're all here for is the covers, and it kind of stinks because I have to do an honorable mention. I've been in and out on these honorable mentions. Some people do them. I personally don't love them, but I've technically showed this book before, and I couldn't do a spooky one and not show this. So this is Stake number 1. This is the metal variant. So as you can see, it is super spooky. You've got the broken up teeth, blood dripping down from the face, and it is a shiny metal cover. So now that we have the honorable mention out of the way, let's get to these books. I have them, I think, loosely in alphabetical order. The two at the end are just kind of saved for the end, but everything else I think is alphabetical. So the first book up we have is Baby Teeth, issue number 3. This is just the A cover. I just kind of love how simple this one is. It's got, the baby with the fangs. We got blood around the mouth. It is pretty, this is a pretty basic cover, but for me, it just kind of if you weren't reading Baby Teeth, this is something that can pull you in, right? This is pretty basic, but it really gets the message across for spooky. Book number 2, I think, one of the biggest things that both Bearded and I share a love for in this comic is for a pretty big comic character, and that is Batman. So I had to show at least one spooky Batman cover, and we've got here is Batman number 267. You've got the death skeleton throwing some "You are cordially invited to attend the execution of the Batman." What's spookier than that? Not too much. I think some of these older Batman issues have a lot of horror elements. They might be a little bit cheesier now compared to some of the modern horror covers, but I still had to include one of these covers in there. Issue number 3. This is an indie series that came out a few years ago that I really enjoyed, and this is Black Friday. It kind of takes the vibes of the day after Thanksgiving, when retail workers are super packed, but also threw in a horror mix. I just love the look of this little, I don't know what exactly, I think these were demon nightmare creatures from hell, and I just love the way that it looks here, kind of menacing with its eyes kind of sitting there. All right. I've noticed that as I'm pulling these covers out, there are a lot of horror covers in the letter B. So that's just a fun tip for you to go and take home. But the next one we have up here is Black Hole. I think this is issue number 1, but what is creepier than just a body of skin in the middle of a forest? Not a lot that I can think of. If you haven't checked out Black Hole, it is a really good comic that I highly recommend, and I would guess that if you have a local library, there's a good chance that this book is there. it was pretty big when it came out, so I think a lot of people have it. So I would be willing to say, if you're looking for something that you haven't read, Black Hole is a good recommendation for that. I think this was one of those books that a lot of people read, and I don't know how many people actually really liked it or how many people didn't, but I'm going for the next cover. We've got Bunny Mask. This is issue number 1. This is the mask cover. It's not as spooky as the other ones, but if you read Bunny Mask, it makes it a little bit spookier. I just love the design of these mask things that Aftershock has been doing, and Bunny Mask was one of the few ones that I ended up grabbing just because I was pretty interested in that series when it first came out. And I love the little blood stain in here too. But this is Bunny Mask number 1, and this is the mask variant. Next up, we have Hotel. This is issue number 1, and this is just the A cover, but I wanted to kind of like zoom in. So if you haven't read Hotel, it is loosely kind of this 4 rooms. I always say it's like a 4 rooms meets a horror vibes, with more horror vibes. I just love how each of the rooms are kind of portraying what's happening in the stories. All of them are individually creepy, and if you could tell, Hotel is kind of the O and the T, so it's hell. Is it Hotel Hell? Is it hell? Who knows? But I love this book. It was one of my favorites of 2020, and I just love how like spooky this cover is. It really kind of grabbed me in when I first saw it. I think when it comes to horrors and when it comes to covers, one of the books that I usually always include in these is The Red Room, and I have this. This is Red Room Trigger Warning. Oh no, this is from volume 1. This is number 3. This is a Unknown Knack exclusive variant, but this was kind of crazy. I don't know if you've read Red Room. It's loosely like the dark web version of these like kind of murder networks, and this one really portrays the gruesomeness of that. I always kind of compare that Red Room is kind of like the horror book for Saw fans, and then in the back you've got this kind of cool little back page, but I couldn't do a spooky horror one without including an issue of Red Room, so here it is. I love the play button in the middle there too. There's a chance that I think another person in this cover challenge will end up using this book, and maybe a few people. I guarantee that this series will probably be pretty well represented, as I know it's one that a lot of people really like, and I'm going with this is Something is Killing the Children. This is issue number 16. This is the Comic Tom exclusive. I mean, what's spookier than the monster? And I could be wrong, but this could be the first time that a monster was on the cover of a Something is Killing the Children issue. I know that most of the original ones don't actually have them portrayed, but yeah, this one was pretty creepy and pretty sweet. This was one of the last Comic Tom boxes that I remember getting, but this was an awesome cover, and I think it's really had showcased the horror vibes to this that you don't really get on some of those other covers for Something is Killing the Children. This is going to be the last Raw book that I have, and this is this is House of Slaughter, number 1, the variant cover, with Michael Myers on the cover. This was done by none other than Ruby G or White Tiger, Cool, Calm, and Collected. I'll have his info, just kidding, up here. You can go and find him on his YouTube. I know that he is currently doing some horror mystery boxes. You have until the end of the month to jump on those. So if you're on Instagram, find White Tiger, Cool, Calm, Collected. If you don't have him and you're still looking for it, I might either have the Instagram link down below. If I don't, just reach out to me on Instagram and I can send you over to that post. I know that I shared it at least once, but I love Michael Myers. Halloween is one of my favorite horror movies, so he was doing some sketches. I had asked if he could do one for me, and this is what we ended up getting, and I love it. And I think I've shown this on a few other things, but never for the Bearded and Cole cover comic challenge, so I had to show it off again because this fits perfect for the spooky theme. And the final book, I've definitely shown this one off before, but I've not shown this iteration of it off. And we've got here, this is the Comic Burrito exclusive for Stake, and it is the CGC 9.8. This is the signature series signed from the writer and the artist. We've got Ignacio over here on the cover, but he did this awesome cover. And what's spookier than a decapitated version of the burritos and a donkey with some fangs? So this is Stake presents Jessame number 1. This is Comic Burrito exclusive. You knew that when you get to spooky stuff, I'm definitely going to show off this vampire book that has me on the cover. So once again, that is the final book for my spooky covers. So I know a lot of you had asked me when we were doing another one of these. So here it is. All you have to do is go out there, find 10 of your best spooky covers. And once again, you can take that however you want, like maybe there's just a standard clown cover that isn't that spooky, but clowns freak you out. You can totally use that cover in this challenge. We just want to see what you have in your collection, show off some of your books, and we would love to have you join us. As I mentioned again, this was nominated for a CBCA award. So if you haven't already, go check those out. I should have the link down below. And if you want to vote for us, we would love to have your vote for that. Once again, we have so much fun with this, and we just want to see what other people have and what covers they want to show off. So if you have some covers and you would want to join us, please do so. We would love to have you. And it has been so much fun getting so much interaction from other people in the community showing off some of their books. If you do not have a YouTube and you still want to do this, but you have an Instagram, I think Instagram allows you to put 10 pictures up. So you can take 10 pictures, tag us in it, and let us know why you picked some of those books. We'd love to hear your stories. Once again, this is just us trying to get into communications with more people in the comic book community and just kind of bring everyone together. So I hope everyone has a spooky Halloween. And yeah, let us know, if you join this, love to hear it. If you have any horror books that you want to recommend me, leave me a comment down below. I love horror books, and I would love to get some more recommendations. If you've seen a horror movie that you want to just talk about in the comments down below, let me know that too. But as always, I'm kind of rambling. I'm Cole. Thank you for coming back to my channel, and we would love to have you join this. So if you do, please let us know, and peace.
Better put the word out. Get ready for the nerd out. Better put specs on. Better break necks, son. I caught handsome checks for my expansion sets. They call me Obi-Wan. Act like you know me, son. Snapping.